Glow Gang, so I am back with another video, and being that it is the beginning of the 2020-2021 academic school year, I decided to go ahead and make a video for my college freshmen out there. So in this video, I'm going to be telling you my 12 tips for college freshmen. And before we get started, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to my channel and turn on your post notifications. And if you're ready for these college freshman tips, go ahead and stay tuned. Alright, so the number one advice that I have for college freshmen is to not, and I cannot stress this enough, do not take an 8 a.m. class, okay? I took an 8 a.m. class because, I was like, you know what? I'm going to start going to work out in the morning. That's going to give me, motivation to wake up on time, motivation to wake up early, and yeah, it was a struggle waking up for that 8 a.m. So if I were you, if you're not a morning person, don't take an 8 a.m. Now, if you're a morning person, by all means, go ahead and take an 8 a.m. But for me, nah, it wasn't for me. Another a tip that I have for college freshmen is to always go to office hours if you have an ounce of confusion. And I mean that literally. If you have any type of confusion, do not hesitate to ask questions in class. And also do not hesitate to go to office hours, because at the same time, outside of just making sure that you understand the coursework, it's also a very good opportunity for you to build connections with your professors, because you'll need letters of recommendation if you intend on going into like grad school, or if you need letters of recommendation for like internship positions and things like that. So just be mindful of building those connections, especially in those classes that you are deeply interested in. So for example, if you are intending on going into med school, make sure to make connections with those teachers who teach coursework related to things that you would be taking in med school, or even those teachers that teach your prerequisite courses for med school. If you want those letters of recommendation, if you have any ounce of confusion from class, make sure you attend office hours. Like, it's really important for you guys to attend office hours. I didn't take advantage of office hours for a lot of my classes, and I was only there when I saw I had a bad grade instead of going to get clarity. So yeah, don't be like me. Go to office hours and make connections with your professors. This next tip is gonna seem like common sense, but think about it. When you're in college, you don't have someone telling you what to do. So my number 3 tip that I have for you guys is to make sure you go to class, okay? I know that there's some of those professors who do like PowerPoints and like they teach directly from their PowerPoints. I know there's some teachers who have fill in the blanks for their PowerPoints. Whatever the case may be, still make sure you go to class, because there may be a question that somebody asks or something that your teacher says and say, oh, this will be on the exam, and if you're not in class to get that, then you miss out on those tips. Now, I'm not saying that go to class if you're sick, but one thing that I will say is to find a class buddy, is what I'm going to call it. Find a class buddy, and that'll be a person that you can reach out to in case you have to miss class, and just say, hey, I have to miss class today. Can you be sure to take notes? And can you share your notes with me after class? So I definitely made class buddies in every single one of my classes, because there are times when things come up and you're not able to attend class. But as much as you can, make sure you go to class every single day, because it will be beneficial in the long run, especially when it comes to courses that are directly related to your major. So I know there's courses that aren't related to your major and you just have to take it just because, but still make sure you go to class. So I've already kind of said this next tip, but make sure you develop a working relationship with your professors as well as important people on campus. So one thing that I definitely feel like I missed out in my college experience is that I was constantly busy. Like, I was working 2 jobs while being involved in organizations and having a full-time course load, because I decided to get a dual degree. Now, I'll make another video possibly about the difference between a dual degree and a double major. So if you guys want that video on explaining the differences between the two, go ahead and comment down below in the comments. And yeah, and I'll make that video if you guys are interested in that. But yeah, so I was completely busy all of the time. I didn't have a lot of time to develop working relationships with a lot of people on campus, and because of that, when I left school, I feel like I missed out on so much. And all I say this to say is you regret 100% of the shots that you don't take. So make sure that you guys are being proactive on campus. Like, yes, this is your time to have fun, but this is also a time for you to build those connections, because you never know who might be your boss or who may be your business partner in the future. So be mindful of that. My tip number 5, cramming does not help you for an exam, okay? So I know that we like to go out, we like to have fun, and we wait till the last minute to try to cram for an exam. No, if I were you, I would set a schedule to try to, if I know I have an exam on Friday, I'm gonna start studying on Monday or Friday of the prior week or the week before. I'm not gonna wait until the day of or the night before to study for my test, because a lot of these tests that I had in school, some of them were easy. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna say that, college is all bad, but some of them, bruh, just don't cram. My other tip, number 6, don't be too hard on yourself. And I say this to say is that I was very hard on myself if I didn't get a certain grade or if I didn't do certain things. And I feel like that held me back a lot, because I was constantly putting myself into situations and putting myself into things because I felt like I needed to. But this is college. This is your time to learn. This is your time to grow. This is your time to learn, what interests you. So don't be too hard on yourself. If you have a bad grade, take it as redirection and say, okay, I got a bad grade on this test. I got to tighten up. I got to get it together. So don't be too hard on yourself. You're still learning. You're still growing, but you'll find out what works for you. Tip number 7. Work hard, but never forget to have fun. Now, this is a tip that I should have took myself, and I will tell you why. So I've already told you guys I was heavily involved on campus while also working 2 jobs. So outside of my campus commitments, class, and jobs, I had no social life. Like, I had friends that I would talk to, especially when I was in my organizations, but outside of these organizations, I didn't have time. And I highly regret that, because now I'm in grad school and I feel like I have maybe 1 or 2 friends, and these aren't even friends that I was in college with. There's a lot of people from college that I no longer talk to. There's still a few people that I talk to here and there, but it kind of makes me upset sometimes that I don't have the connections that I used to in college, because I fell off, I stopped talking to people, I was busy, and a lot of people didn't realize why I wasn't talking to people. But I just say all of this to say is, don't forget to have fun. Like, you are in college to work, but you don't want to regret not making friends or not having those connections, or feeling like you were not necessarily a nobody, but feeling like you didn't make an impact on your campus, or at least that's how I felt. But work hard, but remember to have fun and take care of yourself and your social and emotional needs as well. So, tip number 8. College is a life-changing experience, okay? So you will change, and it's okay. So I know that there are people that you might start off in college with, like these are your best friends, but in college you really learn more about yourself. You're independent from your parents. You're independent from the hometown in which you grew up in, so you may not have those same circle of friends, but college is life-changing. It's really going to teach you about yourself. So in that process, you may change. You may feel like your friends are changing. It's not that you guys have hard feelings for each other. It's just you guys are just 2 different people from when you started together. So it's okay. Embrace the change. That doesn't mean that you can't like this person or that person, or you got to beef with this person or that person, but it's just to say that college is it changes your life. I don't know in which way it will change your life, but it's a life-changing experience. So embrace it and be okay with the changes that come. Number 9. So I've kind of talked about this a little bit, but my tip number 9 is to get involved on campus. So I would say join organizations that fit your career goals. So me, I would like to be a school psychologist one day, so I joined an organization called HELP, Helping Every Little Person, and we went into daycares and did activities with students once a week. I also joined helped start a chapter of Big Sister Little Sister at Florida State University. And I really was interested in that because one of my other goals is to inspire all students, regardless of race, religion, anything like that, to achieve their full potential and to reach their full potential. So that's part of the reason for this channel, but it's also a career goal of mine to help students be academically successful in order for them to obtain more opportunities at success and fortune and breaking generational curses and generational trauma for their family. So yeah, make sure you get involved on campus. You don't want to just go to school just to go to school. Find orgs that fit not only your career goals, but also your interests. So for example, I was a cheerleader in high school, and I didn't do that in college, but there's a lot of intramural sports on campus that will allow you to join organizations like that without being on the professional team. So for example, there was a cheerleading organization that I could have joined if I wanted to, and just other orgs like soccer, softball, things like that. So get involved in things that make you happy, not only for self-care, but also to help your future career goals. Tip number 10, and I'm almost done. I think I have 12 tips. So tip number 10, you learn what you want to do by doing a lot of things that you don't want to do. So when I started college, I'm going to be honest, I did not have a major. I was an undeclared major. So people often think that when you go to college, you already have to have everything figured out, and that is completely false. I did not have it figured out. I just knew that I wanted to work with kids in some capacity. I didn't know what capacity that was in, but I just knew that I wanted to work with kids. So I actually got matched with a success coach on campus, and they helped me explore different courses and different majors that had to deal with working with kids. And from taking courses in different areas, that's how I found my niche. So it wasn't necessarily courses that I thought that I would be interested in, but after taking the course, I was like, wow, like this is exactly what I want to do, or wow, this is so interesting. So you learn what you want to do by doing a lot of things that you may not want to do. So take those risks, take those steps, and really find your interests. Tip number 11, you don't have to have it figured out coming out of high school. So I just kind of touched on that. I didn't have it figured out. I just knew that I wanted to work with kids in some capacity. I went with an undeclared, what Florida State called exploratory major. I took classes in different areas to find the classes that really piqued my interest and really gained my attention. So from there, that's where I was able to take more classes in those areas, and I found my major. So I ended up doing a dual degree. So I got not one but 2 degrees, and I ended up getting that in psychology and family and child sciences because I was interested in both of them from me just taking classes as an exploratory major. So I wanted to get a degree in both. If you don't know, make sure you make appointments with your academic advisor. Like a lot of people in college don't necessarily require you to do that, but I would highly encourage that you stay in regular communication with your academic advisor. Especially, I met with my academic advisor once a semester. Even though I knew which classes I was taking, the route that I was going, I still met with her to make sure that I was on track. Make sure that you are on track, okay? I said that you can have fun in college, but remember, college is work as well. So make that time for your academic advisor. It may sound stupid, but they will make sure that you are on track. And make sure to do your own research as well. Don't just rely on your academic advisor. And then my last tip that I have for you all is just to take classes that you are interested in. I know so many people from college who said, oh, I'm doing this just because I want to make money. But now you're going to make money, but you're going to be in a career that you may not really like. So is it really worth it? I mean, for me personally, I want to be in a field that I enjoy and that I love. I don't want to feel like I'm going to work every day. I want to feel like I'm getting to have fun today, okay? So those are my 12 tips for college freshmen. I'm pretty sure there's more tips out there. If you guys have any other tips for any college freshmen, just go ahead and drop them in the description, or not in the description, go ahead and drop them in the comments below. If you haven't already, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and turn on those post notifications. And if you haven't already, go ahead and follow me on Instagram at @glowwithjasmine, or you can also follow my Twitter at lifeasjasmine with 1 underscore. And yeah, so for all of my new viewers, welcome to the Glow Gang.